Oh, well, I remember one of our first magazines we were ever in was called Backdoor Man, and Backdoor Magazine, not Man. Backdoor Magazine was a magazine in a local magazine in Los Angeles, Hollywood, where we grew up, and we had never been in a magazine yet. So that was our very first magazine. We were waiting for it to come out. And, of course, the very minute it came out, we all ran to the store and picked it up. And we were all so that was magic for us. Another moment would be being on tour. Being on tour with the Ramones was one of my favorite tours that we ever did. And this is something I'm going to talk about in my book because it was an amazing, amazing tour. I was just a child, and coming home from being gone off of this tour, I remember getting off of the plane and seeing my father waiting for me at the airport. And I cried like a little baby. I had been gone 3 months. I'd never been gone away from home yet. This is my first time. So because I was gone 3 months and we went through so much in that 3 months, you know, going through the punk scene and the metal scene and just, not the metal scene, but the Runaways were more punk. So seeing my father at the airport, you know, and being on tour, those were great moments. Oh, my God. Oh, the worst moments would be riding in the back of a station wagon all cramped up in a ball. So many people in this car having to drive for hours and hours and hours. I remember my back was killing me. That sucked. And arguments were never good in the Runaways. And then I would have to say the time my hotel room got broken into, and a man came in our hotel room and stole my jewelry and my money. And when I called the police, all they did was ask for my autograph. So nothing happened there. We never got our stuff back. I am. Yeah, I speak to all the girls except Joan because her manager blocks everything she does, is in control of everything she does, and I can't get her on the phone. It would be easier to get the President of the United States on the phone. I have not seen it. Because it's a movie based on Charisse Brooke, and I've read Charisse Brooke, so I have no desire to see the film. I guess I should watch it. I'll get around to it. No, I don't think. For me, music has never been easy. It's always been a fight. Even in the Runaways, it was a fight. And today, in 2013, it's no easier today than it was back then. It's a lot of work and a lot of devotion. And it takes a lot of you as a person to be able to put into being a rocker, being a musician and traveling and touring, and you need the time. You know, you can't divide your time up with other things. It just doesn't make you famous. No. Stop? No. That was a word that never entered my vocabulary. Never. Yes. That album, oh boy, that album was produced by Mike Chapman. It just so happened that I had so many wonderful people playing on that record. Living in California and living in Los Angeles, there's musicians everywhere. And after you get to know so many people, it's easy just to pick up the phone and say, hey, let's write a song together. So we did. That album was supported by my record company at the time, and it was given a big push, which always helps. It's hard to turn around and walk away. But what really helped me to turn around and walk away from the music scene was becoming pregnant. And I was able to focus on being a mother, and something I had no idea how to do. I mean, I had guitars in my hands my whole life, not children. I don't have any brothers or sisters that have kids, so I was never around children until I had my first child. And I thought, what do I do? I don't know what to do. My mother was dead. My mother had passed away, so I had no help from my parents. And I really needed to focus on being a mother. So that helped me to walk away from the music scene. Well, I missed it, for one. I missed it very, very much. My fans, my bandmates. So I wanted to come back because the timing was right as well in the music industry. It was the grunge scene has disappeared. It's timing. You know, timing is very important in the music industry. If you try to become a heavy metal artist in the middle of a time where the music industry is saturated with grunge music, you're not going to make it. You know, right now it seems to be the music industry is very interested in the Runaways. And, you know, maybe 10 years ago the Runaways weren't so interesting. People had forgotten, and it seems like a lot of women are starting to enter the music scene now. The live album was recorded in Los Angeles. It was recorded at a little club called the Canyon Club. And it's our hometown. It was right after the Def Leppard Poison tour, and we were hot. We were hot because we had just finished this amazing tour, and we went straight into this club and we said we want to record. So we started recording, and we ended up doing the entire show straight through in one go. There's no edits. There's no missing. There's no pieces from each different city. Do you know what I mean? It was all done in one go. It wasn't clips of different shows. So it's very intimate, and that's the good thing about this record. I feel you really feel like you're there when you listen to the record. You feel like you're in the audience. And I just wanted that to come across on the record when you listen to it. You want to be able, like a good book, you feel like you're there. You get sucked up into listening to it. I didn't then, but we added them shortly after. I don't know. The Runaways songs is a different. It's a different time in my life, and I wasn't in the Runaways anymore. So for me to play a Runaways song was like playing songs from somebody else's band. Although now it's perfectly legitimate to be able to play a Runaways song because it was my band. But since then, we went to Australia and we added Cherry Bomb and we added Black Leather. So we're now playing those two songs. Yes, I have Bobby Rock on the drums. Bobby Rock played with many different bands. I think his biggest claim to fame would be the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. And he's a powerhouse drummer. He's a monster on the drums. Precise timing, he's fantastic. He did not play on the live album, however. That's not him. The live album is Scotty Coogan, different drummer. So, and then we have Mitch Perry on guitar. Mitch Perry has played with Edgar Winter, MSG. He has a huge list of people he's played with. Heaven. It goes on and on. And then Marty O'Brien. Marty O'Brien is a thunder powerhouse on the drums. On the bass, sorry. He plays so well with Bobby Rock. The two of them together are ferocious. I've got a kick-ass band right now, really kick-ass band, and I thank God for them every day. There's no overdubs. Well, the only thing we did do on that record is we cleaned up some of the noise. There was some noise picking up in the room, like on the drums. The drums especially, the drum mics, I think, were the problem, was it picking up noise. So we just tried to delete some of the noise. And that's pretty much all we did. We didn't do anything else. We didn't overdub guitars or vocals or harmonies or anything like that. That's all live. Boy, I had to, well, you have to work on it to try to come back to the music scene. It's really, it's not like riding a bicycle and then you just get on. You know what I mean? It really takes work. So I think the more we play, the more we record, the more we tour, the better we get and the tighter we get. And I just feel that we're in a really good place right now. So, the voice is still there so long as I didn't have to have any major throat surgery or anything like that, which I've never had a problem with. I've never had a problem with my hearing or anything like that. Knock on wood. Eventually, that's not on our list right now. We have talked about it, so hopefully in the future we can. Oh, yes, definitely. We've started writing it. Got a few songs in my back pocket ready to go, and they're great. So far, I'm very, very happy with the new material.